Welcome to Gem Hunting 101. This is not Rock Hounding 101. We're looking for gems, trying to identify gems in different creeks. And first things first, you always want to look for gems at a waterfall with bedrock. So here, where would you look? Where in this waterfall would you look for gems? All right, so let me break it down for you. It's going to be moving way too fast up there. The gems and rocks are going to keep sliding down these falls, right? And they're going to hit those ledges and they're going to keep going. They're not going to stick. They're going to hit there and they're going to bounce again. You got to imagine this place with like another 5 feet of water coming down here. Just a total flood. Where can the heavy gems drop out? Well, it's going to be right there at the bottom, okay? So what you want to do is go to the bottom and dig under as far as you can. And that's where you would find gold if there was gold here. But the heavy gems are corundum, which is ruby and sapphire, and garnet. So they're going to be underneath the blocks right there at the bottom in that plunge pool. So that's where you want to look. You don't have to look here. You could look at any spot farther upstream. If you do find some traces of gems, then what you're going to want to do is keep going up until you find the source. If the creek splits off, test both sides, and eventually you'll find bigger gems that are rougher and they're not so rounded and water worn. So they won't be round and clear. They're going to be more just like chunky. So that's how you do it in North Carolina, California, and everywhere worldwide. So let's see what we can find, guys. Okay, we did 2 tests here. There's some big mica flakes. That's a really good sign. A lot of different gems travel with mica. You find this on the Ray mine. People go crazy over it, but I grew up in Montana, so this was everywhere on the ground anyway, so it's just mica to me, but it's actually a very good sign. Some quartz. I think I got some garnets out of here. Just typical North Carolina stuff. I'm looking for some more like gemmy material that's clean and clear. Did another test up here. So when you're testing creeks for gems, what you want to do is find some rocks. If you can't find a crevice, at least get behind and under some rocks. So I did a test here as well. This is where I found some garnets, but they're low end garnets. Just typical stuff. And as you can see, fall is approaching. This is like the last week of warm weather. Just checking some spots, checking every little creek up here. Just going from creek to creek, doing tests. I have the black light. I have the noble light, so I'm lighting up the little tiny rock to see if maybe there's some microscopic sapphires, rubies, or garnets. I'm really looking for garnets up here, but we'll see. I hear water, so that's a good thing. There's going to be a creek coming up here. As you can see, I'm walking around all these bends. And every bend has a little creek in it, so there could be a small deposit of anything on any bend. That's it here. Let's listen for water. Okay, just leaves falling. Fall's coming quick. But I hear water up ahead. It's a bigger creek. So we'll check that out here in a second. Okay, now we're entering the bear maze. So you're just by yourself out here in the woods, whether it be here or Montana, California. What's more dangerous? Going to dangerous spots like Colombia, Burma, Sri Lanka, or being out here with these bears, you know? I think I'd take on a human any day over a bear. Let's get in the creek and see what we get. As you can see, nobody's been down here. Just animals. Enough spot for an animal to get through, maybe. And now we're entering the bear maze. Ugh. Sorry about the camera work. My backpack's getting caught up. What's the plan if you see a bear? Well, there's no trees to climb. These are not easy trees to climb here. I hear water. And here you can see some damage from the hurricane. I tried to go up to the ray mine. Couldn't get up there. The police had it all blocked off. It's way worse than you saw in the news. Houses in the rivers, everything. But I know someone who got up there, and they have huge, huge aquamarine. Like bigger than a hot dog. Lots of them. And I have it on video. So I'll show you guys how it's exposed. Okay, so this is from the ray mine, right?
Yeah. Look at the gem quality there.
Oh man. And that's exactly what I was thinking. Because of the erosion, that there would be unbelievable stuff turned up.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Look at the matrix piece here. Just that aquamarine crystal, the beryl crystal. Really excellent there in the pegmatite. Some mica, some tourmaline. There's some apatite on there, but there's also smoky quartz crystal, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so the cool thing about... All right, so what we have here is the bridge obviously got washed out during the hurricane. Now it's a trap. You see the punji stick sticking up. This is like a Vietnam situation right here. If you fell in here, you got that stick right there, and you can see the old framing from the bridge down there. Some great spots to check right there. It's real clean with rocks. We'll check that one. There should be a culvert. I'll check the inside the culvert. We find gold in the culverts in California. That's where we check at because it's like a sluice box with riffles. And then down here, some more good spots to check. So we'll check both sides. Just gonna do a pan, not gonna disturb the creek. We're just gonna do one little pan with a screen and see what is in this one. We're just testing. We're not digging in the creek. Don't get excited. And I guess we'll go down here first. This is easier access. All right, let me get set up. And we'll see what's in this one. Okay, so this is exactly what you want. There's no culvert here, it's just logs. But you want to get to the bottom of a waterfall, and the heavies will come down here during a big storm, and they're going to drop out first. So you would find gold here in California, and I'm a gold miner, so that's where we would look, under these rocks right here, because they'll drop off and all the sand will wash down. But corundum's heavy, right? So ruby, sapphire, and garnets are heavy. So the heaviest rocks are going to drop out right there. So in this pile here, maybe even over to here, it's going to be the heaviest stuff. So we're going to do a pan of this and just see what's in here. Do another black light check. be moss. Yep. Little green moss growing on it. So if the moss is glowing, then oh yeah, it's glowing under there. It's definitely moss. So if you have a powerful torch, you can just put it underneath, and then you might see something glowing pink or red. And that's how you could find maybe a higher end ruby or a nice garnet. So it's another technique you can use. Obviously there's tons of quartz in here glowing, but we're looking for like maybe a pink or a purple or something right there. So that's another technique you can use. What you really want to do is find a little teeny garnet and then trace it back to the source. And then you could have your own little garnet mine. Nobody would even know about it. And this is how I would do it. Alright, so this is just a way to prospect out here. I'm not a rock hound, so I'm not going to be able to identify any of this kind of stuff. You know, I'm looking for all the rainbow colors, Lucky Charms, not this stuff. But this is the way you can rock hound out here. Showed up. But this is what you can do. Just go from creek to creek and just do tests and tests, and eventually you'll find an amazing spot out here. All right, this is not beginning rock hounding 101. It's beginning gem hunting 101, and I'm gonna give you one last trick. One final tip. Don't get caught in the bear maze, boy, because I can't find my way out of here. All those trees falling down. So what? It's a culvert, right? But that culvert has ripples in it. So what happens when you got rocks and sand going through that culvert? It's like a sluice box. They're going to get caught in those ripples. So this may be two culverts even hooked together, and where it connects is going to be even better. But you can take a sample in the front, maybe like 5 feet in, and you can take a sample from the back and check that for gems too. In California, they check every single culvert for gold because that's where it stays. And heavy gems are going to do the same thing. So let's check the other side. All right, so there's access here too. All right, so we got a big rock in there. We got rocks at the bottom underneath it. So this one's kind of steep. I would say it's probably too steep, but they might be caught up by that rock. Gold and gems tend to sit under rocks and behind them. You can check there. Other place you're going to want to check is right underneath where it's hitting this rock down here. So either side of there would be good places to check. And then you come down here and you see a huge rock. Behind that is an obvious no-brainer. Looks like someone has been digging right there, honestly. Let's see if I can get across here and look at that. All right, so the gems are gonna come down here. They're gonna slide through here and get caught up with the heavies through here. And they're gonna hit this, bounce, and stop. A lot of times they'll pile up at the bottom of like a waterfall and just stack up against the edge. So I would sample this. This side looks good. Sample under there. Sample under there. And then the same on this side. It's all hitting this rock and bouncing. So a lot of the heavies get bounced right in this corner. So that'd be a good spot to check. That's all you need to do. You don't need to check the rest of it. The heavies are going to drop out right here.